Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Elma Gonzales, and my topic is all about Module 4, Lesson 1, Online Distance Education and Communities of Learners. And ang number 1 po is Model. Model, an open software created by Martin Dogimias, stands for Modular Object-Oriented Dynamic Learning Environment, a learning management system or LMS that support teaching and learning. So, sa Model po is a free software, a learning management system providing a platform for learning, and it helps the various educators considered is conceptualizing the various course structure and curriculum that facilitating interaction with online student. And yan po yung example ng Moodle. And then another is Google Classroom. Google Classroom is a free web service developed by Google for schools that aims to simply creating, distributing, and grading assignment in a paper ways. The primary purpose of Google Classroom is to streamline the process of sharing files between teachers and students. So, Google Classroom is a free web learning platform developed by Google where teachers can run a class, create curriculum, and share assignment with students in a paperless way. And yan po yung ginagamit natin na nung mga online class. Kapag kapag may mga pinagawang activity o kaya assignment na isa-set na lang po sa Google Classroom. And yan po yung example ng Google Classroom. And another one is Edmundo. Edmundo created by Nick Burge, Jeff O'Hara, and Crystal Hatter in 2008. Edmundo is an educational technology company offering a communication, collaboration, and coaching platform for K-12 school and teachers. The Edmundo network enables teachers to share content, distribute quizzes, assignment, and manage communication with students, colleges, and parents. So, Edmundo is an educational network that aims at providing teachers with tools to help them connect and communicate with their students. Edmundo gives you tools to share class materials, assess student learning, keep parents updated, and build vibrant classroom communities. And yan po yung example ng Edmundo. And the next is Schoology. Schoology created by Jeremy Friedman, Ryan Wong, Tim Trinidad, and Bill Kindler in 2009. Schoology is a learning management system or LMS for K-12 school, higher education, institution, and corporation that allows users to create, manage, and share content and resources. So, Schoology is a learning management system for school and business that enable its user to create, manage, and share assignment and resources. Schoology provides with a method of managing lesson, engaging students, and sharing content. Schoology support educational activities in both the classroom and remote learning situation. And yan po yung example ng Schoology. And the last is MOOC. MOOC stands for Massive Open Online Course. It is a model for delivering learning content online to any person who wants to take a course. It allows one to pursue learning even outside of university or higher educational formal structure. It allows interconnectedness among peoples in the world to discuss and share recent development in their common field of interest. EduCos is non-profit association with the mission is to advance higher through the use of information technology. And yan po yung MOOC. May mga po sa kanya start and dates, ganon. And MOOC is a free web-based distance learning program that is designed for large number of geographically dispersed students. And hanggang doon lang po yung report ko sa TTL. Thank you. At ang susunod na report ko po is sa LCS. And my topic, it's all about Lesson 6, the development and evolution of language. And biology, the study of living organisms divided into many specialized fields that cover their morphology, physiology, anatomy, behavior, origin, and distribution. Physiology is the study of how the human body works. Physiology of language refers to the organic process and phenomena associated with speech, perception, articulation, and reading. So, and ang topic ko po, it's all about how language is informed by biology and physiology. So, how do you define an onomatopoeia? Onomatopoeia, the formation of word or kokwa, meow, honk, or boom by imitation of a sound made by or associated with its referent. And Hauser et al. Argue that language as a biological faculty may be divided in faculty of language. In a broad sense, FLB and faculty of language in a narrow sense. FLN. The former may be analogous to animal communication and include aspect of language. Faculty includes the perceptual articulatory apparatus, and the latter may be analogous to the human language faculty and include the conceptual and intentional apparatus. So, based po sa definition yan, yung slide 5 is there are two things mentioned division. The first is FLB, a broad sense which pertain a perception articulatory system which possibly used to compare language, especially to animal communication, like what I said, the onomatopoeia that animals create unique sound depends on what their kind. They have also a language which interacts naturally. And the second is the FLN, a narrow sense, which deals to amounts to the recursive computational system along with the use of conceptual and intentional apparatus. For me, ang purpose nitong dalawang sense na ito is to understand the difference of language using different level of intelligence. Kasi tayo mga tao, ang pinakamataas na intelligence compared sa ibang living things sa Earth. But it is also important to know that importance of language kasi with the use of this sense, either narrow or broad, that we have already a prior knowledge and understanding our environment. So that two sense was being argued by Hausler et al. That language is a biological faculty that may be divided into two sense of language. And another one is Kirby and Gonzales also asserted that recursion is a defining property of human language. Recursion is defined as a procedure in which one of the steps involves evoking the procedure itself, such as that involved in nesting syntax, meaning within sentence. However, other hold the view that a reliance on recursion as the main feature of human linguistic difference may oversimplify syntactical aspect of human language, in which communicating propositional structure is an adaptation consisting of any different interacting subsystem within human consciousness and physiology. So, another is Kirby and Gonzales state about recursion is defining proper of human language. So there, when it comes po kasi sa recursion, we have to define the proper of human language into a simpler version of things, which involve procedural process of language. This is just for me based on my understanding that when we follow the right procedure like morphology, semantics, syntax, hindi na po tayo mahihirapan or mas madali para sa ating makakompose of using language when we often used to repeat the step on how our language works and function, then simply there will be a good communication that everyone can understand. And another is if there are common feature between FLB, sense, and FLN, then the process of complex language use involving recursion, intentionality, empathy, and meta representation is a gradual one evolving intermediate stage that also have evolutionary correlates and limitation. After all, the most distinct property of language is that it is generatively allowing parts of language syntax to be recombined to make other language structure, which involves the embedding and concatenation of phrases. So, Diyan po is this is where the flexibility of our language start. If people can be understand the common features between FLB and FLN, then possibly there will be an interconnection of translating high dimension of our language structures. And the next is, as Richardson, Boyd suggests the division of labor between genes and culture is a co-evolutionary process. The Baldwin effect argues that language adaptation occurring within an individual lifetime may affect linguistic competence. In other words, if language use and linguistic competency given advantage, a trait change within an organism lifetime as a part of cultural evolution can be assimilated into the epigenetic repertoire. So, sabi dyan is, ibig sabihin lang po nito ay, language will still the base on a lifetime culture evolution between genes and culture, which we can call as co-evolutionary process. And the next is, as Richard and Boyd explained, so long as a higher capacity cultural communication system was favored, cognitive modification to more efficiently acquired explicitly linguistic features like symbolic word and grammar will be favored as the system passed some threshold of complexity. So Richard and Boyd explained that there will be a higher capacity of cultural communication system if language features like symbolic words and grammar are preserved with dealing with cognitive and modification. And another is, thus it possible that a Baldwinian effect can lead to random selection for linguistic competencies if they provide an adaptive advanced stage. In one sense, then biology and social evolution act of fixed point attractor for human linguistic competency. However, as Yamayushi and Hashimoto point out, it is possible that a strong assimilatory process might be able within 10 to 20 generations with the selected environment that is dynamically nature constructed, but a functional redundancy may result on the genetic information of the learned trait. So with the competency of language can be randomly selected, functional redundancy can be helpful to us to have information to learn. And hanggang doon lamang po yung report ko. Thank you and God bless.